got two hard acts to follow after that. Probably going to take a little bit different tact on this. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming today. Look around, it's such a nice crowd, and I know we know almost all of you, and I know there's a lot of love here, and we appreciate everyone being here. Rabbi, thank you for your kind words. Before I get started, I'll just say, no, I never went to the symphony. I never went to the ballet. She asked me numerous times, and it just wasn't. I didn't catch that bug. And, I'm glad there were others that were able to go with my mom, and she always enjoyed going. Over the years, I've seen my wife and many close friends lose a parent. They're both parents. It always reminded me how fortunate I was to still have both my parents with me, and I never took that for granted. Just 4 days ago, many of the same people that are here today were at the funeral for Stella Eskenazi. Stella was mother to Randy, one of my lifelong friends, and to Scott, who is here today. And, I never imagined in my worst dreams that I would be here 4 days later, mourning the death of my mother. And for all of you that told me how lucky I was, I now know what you all felt losing a mother. Sorry, I'm kind of the crybaby of the family, so you'll have to excuse me a bit. It's going to take some time to realize that my mother's really gone. She was an integral part of our family, and we're going to miss her a lot. Mama's full life, as many have said, and her outgoing personality brought a lot of joy to everyone she touched. My mom could go into a room and come out with two new friends. Over the last few days, I can't tell you how many of my friends have told me how special my mom was to them, and how she always showed a genuine interest in what was going on in their lives. This is who she was. Despite her being 90, she still had a lot of life left in her. A little over 2 years ago, my mom became ill and went to the hospital. We thought we might lose her, but she rallied and came back as her own real self. Since then, my mother was put on a strict liquid diet, and she followed that the best that she could. Mom did love her sugar, and she was prone to nibbling on sweets despite being scolded. That was my mom. Unfortunately, she became ill last week with the same issue and went to the hospital. We honestly thought she would rally as she had before, but her body was just unable to recover. All of us got to see, I'm going to say all of us, most of us that were able to see her got to see her Saturday, and she carried on just like it was another day. But we all knew she wasn't coming home. My mom knew it was her time, told us so, and she passed away peacefully, as my sister said, listening to music within a few hours after her saying her goodbyes to everybody. She went out on her own terms, as was mentioned, and as sad as I am, I'll always have the comfort knowing she was ready. I know those 2 extra years she lived was a bonus. I won't repeat what others have said, but she got to see a few more family events in our family, and I'm glad that she had the opportunity to do so. I know very much she was looking forward to walking down the aisle with Jason and Madeline at their wedding, and just wasn't meant to be. As you may have heard, my parents were married for 68 years. As the rabbi said, opposites attract, and my parents were a great example of that. My dad came from an Orthodox Sephardic family. My mother came from a non-observant Ashkenazic family. Mom was outgoing and friendly, always making new acquaintances wherever she went. My father, God bless him, was a quiet, stoic man. Despite their differences, they obviously saw something special in each other, turned that into a wonderful life that they shared together. The one thing my parents did have in common was they loved to argue. For those of you that know them, someone quite recently said to me they should have been named the Bickertons. They argued about the temperature. She was too hot, he was always too cold. You don't need that big Diet Coke. Yes, I do. It didn't really matter what the issue was as long as they could disagree. It always drove me crazy at the time, but I realized how much I'm going to miss her zingers. She was good at it. I won't repeat all of her things about travel, but she did love to travel, and she also loved scenery. I'll always have great memories of her traveling with us. Spain, Turkey, Zion, Disneyland, the ocean. It didn't matter where she was. She just always wanted to be a part of it, as my brother said. In her later years, Andrea and I would take my parents over to our place in Lake Chelan, and she would be perfectly content to sit on the deck, read her book, and enjoy gazing out at the lake and the hills. If she could sip on a little limoncello, even better. She was looking forward to seeing the apple and cherry blossoms over there next month, and I will think about her when I see them. As has been said, for those of you that knew my mom, she was a pretty feisty lady. She was never afraid to voice her opinion, and trying to change her opinion was often a monumental task. I will share this story with you. When my parents moved from their home of over 50 years to Aegis, the question was whether to get a one-bedroom apartment or a two-bedroom, which was a lot larger. My father, being the cost-conscious man that he is, wanted to go for the smaller bedroom, or the smaller unit, the one-bedroom. My sister and I tried to help him out and went over to the house to talk to her one day. It was a very short discussion. Her exact words were, "I will kill your father if we are in a one-bedroom. I need my space." Lynn and I looked at each other, and that was the end of the conversation. That was a battle that wasn't going to be won. Needless to say, they got the two-bedroom. In closing, I just want to say to my sister that, you've always been there for Mom. And David and I know what a wonderful daughter that you've always been to her. To my wife, Andrea, you've always treated my mom like your own mother. And I will forever be grateful for how you were with her. To my son and daughter and my nephews, I know right now it's a little bit tough, and all I can say is keep your memories of your grandmother close to your heart, and hopefully one day as time passes, thinking of her will not bring sorrow to you, but will bring a big smile to your face. I know it will for me. To my father, there's nothing I can say that will take away the pain of losing Mom. She would want you to carry on. Just know as always that we will be there for you and love you dearly. Mom, we will miss you, and you will always be with us. Thank